Hi, my name is Amy Kasch-Vanek, and I'm the Director of Service Experience for Reading Corps and Math Corps. In this video, we will review what you should know about your Member Service Agreement. Your Member Service Agreement is the legally binding document that delineates the terms, conditions, and rules of membership for participation in Minnesota Reading Corps or Minnesota Math Corps during the 2018-2019 year. You signed your Member Service Agreement as part of your pre-service paperwork. You can view the Member Service Agreement in your AmeriCorps Program Manual. If you would ever like a copy of the specific agreement you signed, you can always request it from your Program Manager. The Member Service Agreement is a helpful resource for you to refer to throughout your service term. In this video, we will highlight some of the important things to note regarding this agreement. The first section of the Member Service Agreement, the Code of Conduct, outlines the performance expectations of the tutoring role, including arriving and departing each day according to a set schedule, and always communicating any schedule changes in advance, ensuring that student data remains confidential at all times, abiding by your service site's dress code and wearing your program gear 3 times a week, Reading Corps and Math Corps' definition of professional and how we expect members to abide by that definition throughout their term, and finally, internet usage expectations. Please note that during your term, you are prohibited from communicating with or posting about students or families from your service site on social media. It is important to note that failure to adhere to the Code of Conduct could result in disciplinary action, which could include a temporary leave of absence or an early exit from service. Please read thoroughly the information about exit from service and suspension of service in your Member Service Agreement. Your Program Manager, Master Coach, and Internal Coach are here to support you. If you ever have concerns about your ability to adhere to the Code of Conduct or fulfill the essential functions of the position, please communicate with us. Your Program Manager and coaches will always work with you to find solutions so that you can be successful in your role. At Reading Corps and Math Corps, we value coaching and always strive to provide growth and learning opportunities for our members. We do not expect perfection, but we do expect communication. At Reading Corps and Math Corps, we cultivate an environment of diversity and inclusion. If you have unique needs that are not being met, or if there are barriers preventing your success as a tutor, you can always request a reasonable accommodation. Let your program manager know if you feel that you require a reasonable accommodation at any time throughout your service term. You can read more about requesting a reasonable accommodation in the Program Policies section of your Member Service Agreement. You will learn more about allowable service activities in Module 2 of this training series. For now, it is critical that you review the list of prohibited activities in your Member Service Agreement. While engaging in service or training hours or otherwise performing activities supported by an AmeriCorps program of the Corporation for National and Community Service, members are prohibited from engaging in any of these activities. At Reading Corps and Math Corps, we use the acronym SODAS, S-O-D-A-S, to help us remember what service activities are allowable for members. You can review the SODAS framework in your AmeriCorps Program Manual. Any service that members engage in during their term must be supervised, the service must be verifiable through a supervisor, organized, the service must take place through the designated service site or an organized nonprofit, government agency, or educational institution, documented, service hours must be verifiable through formal documentation. Allowable. The service must not be paid or compensated, displace a paid employee, directly raise funds for the service site or another organization, be political or religious in nature, take place at home, or exceed the 20% cap for training and civic engagement. Service must also be serving the greater community, which means it must be accessible to everyone and cannot be a personal favor. Please be aware that while there are certain activities members cannot include as part of their AmeriCorps service term, members may participate in any of these activities on their personal time. Reading Corps and Math Corps acknowledges that there are many meaningful ways to make an impact on a community. Simply because an activity is on the list of prohibited activities for AmeriCorps members does not diminish its value. It simply means that there needs to be a separation between that meaningful service and the meaningful service our members will participate in on AmeriCorps time. If you ever have questions about what service activities are allowable to record on your timesheet, please consult your program manager. Next, we will ask you some questions about your Member Service Agreement to check your understanding and ensure you are aware of the important policies and guidelines it contains. Before answering those questions, please carefully review the program policies, equal opportunity and civil rights policy, harassment and offensive behavior policy, drug-free workplace, and grievance procedure sections of your member service agreement. If you ever have questions or concerns about anything outlined in your member service agreement, please don't hesitate to contact your program manager for clarification. Thank you for watching this video and for actively reviewing your member service agreement.